Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another process video for you, and this is my take for this month on a Scrapbook and Cards Today Inspiration layout, part of my Scrapbook and Cards Today Inspiration series. And there's a playlist that you can check out if you want to see more of what has inspired me from this really fun scrapbooking and card making magazine. You can get it for free when you order stuff through scrapbook.com. I think you can also subscribe, and they have a digital version that you can read as well if that's what you prefer. I just love the feel of holding a magazine. I will never get tired of that. I will recycle the old ones, but I will never get tired of I just like the feel of an actual book, an actual magazine, the digital stuff, but that's just me. And I'm not paid to tell you about Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. I just enjoy it, and I find so much inspiration from it. So I like to come in once a month and show you how the magazine inspires me. And so that's what I'm doing. So the layout that I am sort of scraplifting here is by Wendy Sue Anderson, and she did a fall-themed layout. I guess this was part of maybe last fall's issue. I kind of can't remember. Or maybe it was in the summer issue, because I'm not even sure if I've started on doing the fall inspiration, but doesn't matter. So it was last year. That's all I know. And basically I really liked her layout because it was a 2-page layout, and it had these big tags going up and down across the whole spread. So I think my original intent with this layout that I'm making was to do a 2-page layout, but I didn't have 2 of the same background sheets to do a mirror image 2-page layout. So what I decided to do was take my photos and actually split them into 2 different layouts. So I have photos from the summer. I did a paint pouring class with some friends, and the photos for this layout are going to be of basically the process of making that. So I'm in it. There are pictures, I think there are 2 pictures of me, and then there's a picture of what the paint looked like mixed up in my cup. And then, well, I guess did I only use 3 on this? I thought I was going to use 4. I think I only used 3 photos. So I'm basically just doing the left-hand side of Wendy Sue's layout. All right, I'm just making this a single page with 3 photos. And then the other photos I'm gonna do on a separate layout, which I'm sure you will see. I'm not doing a process video for that, but if you subscribe to the channel, when I do my layout share after the month of April is over with, you'll get to see that layout in that video. So if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, welcome back and say hello in the comments. So I've got a background paper that is, I can't remember who that's by, but it's a background paper. And then I've got 2 stripes, one on top and one on bottom. They're not the same color. That's okay. And these are from, I want to say a Pink Paisley or a Paige Evans. I kind of sometimes get them confused. And then I've got a strip of word phrases that was also either, a Pink Paisley or a Paige Evans. And then, I put a different pattern in the center. So that's kind of similar to what Wendy did in her layout. She had some striped pieces at the top and bottom. Hers were a little more, I guess, samey, a little more matching. I was just using what I had. So yeah, now I got to cut my photos down. So these tags are actually Vicki Boutin. One side has more of the traditional tag, and then this side, to me, it looked like paint splatter, paint dripping things on cards. I don't know if there's an official word for what these are, but it reminded me of this, doing this paint pouring, so I thought that would be very appropriate to use this side of the tags. And I did cut, the corners off so that they kind of look like tags. I mean, I wasn't totally happy with the way that looked because they're a little too close to the corners of those paint thingies. But whatever. I'm still going to make it work. But then it also meant that I had to cut my photos down because Wendy Sue has her photos in the inside of her tags. Her tags are a little bit wider, I think. I don't know specific measurements, but my tags are about 2 inches across, 2.5. I had to really cut down. The top, cutting down from top and bottom, that didn't really matter all that much because the tags are long. But width-wise, I really had to I really had to get it down in there. I think they're 2 inches. So that was kind of tricky, especially because I wasn't really thinking about doing that when I picked these photos for this layout. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna cut off here? I just did a video where I'm like, here are tips on how to cut down a photo. And then I'm gonna be like, oh no, I chopped off part of my picture in this one. But it all worked out. It was fine. Everything worked because really, I don't need to see the entire paint cup to know what it is. Yeah. And then the other 2 photos are of me. So one is the paint cup that basically, if you don't know what if you don't know what paint pouring is, you take different colors of paint and you kind of say, okay, you pour one layer, like blue in the cup. And then you pour on top of that pink. And then you pour on top of that black. And then you pour on top of that green. So then you take your canvas, you place the canvas, canvas side down on top of the cup. You hold the bottom of the canvas with one hand and the bottom of the cup with the other, and you flip it over. And then you lift the cup up and the paint pours out, and you kind of tilt the canvas a little bit around to move the paint around. It was a really interesting experience. I somehow ended up being the person, the guinea pig, the one who went first out of everybody at the class. I went first. Now that I know really what to do, I think I would do it a little bit differently, or at least I would change my technique up a little bit differently. But it was really cool. And I actually have my canvas on display on my fireplace mantle right now. And we had some leftovers. So there was a small tile that we got as well. So we put the tile underneath. So as we were moving the canvas around, any extra paint drippings fell onto the tile. So now I have a decorative tile. And of course, because I'm a scrapbooker and I used Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Spray, I also did some gold paint splatters on my finished product, which of course I just have to do that because I always have to finish everything with splatters. There will be no splatters on this one, however. I'm just gonna let the Vicki Boutin paper with the paint smears, whatever, do the talking. So I put my photos, there are 2 photos in the tags on the outside. Those are in the center. And then the photo at the top, I did cut the corners off of that a little bit just to kind of make it look even with the top. So it's kind of like making a triangle shape here with the photos. And then my title, which I'm doing right now, is going underneath that middle photo. I'm doing a title using some Simple Story alphas and finishing up with some Doodlebug alphas. It's called Trust the Process. What does that mean? It's actually something that the Philadelphia 76ers basketball team used to say when they were in their rebuilding process, their rebuilding phase. And fans were like, why aren't you winning? They were like, trust the process. So this is me trusting the process. I've never done paint pouring before. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just trust in the process, all right? And it's all gonna turn out fine. I think that's a good mantra for any type of crafty endeavors, especially if you are in a creative slump right now, no matter what your creative hobby is. Just start the process and trust that something is gonna happen and you'll probably like it. You never know. It's good to just, try something new and see where it takes you. All right, so I'm getting some foam dots out here because now it's time for embellishments. And I want to have things that are kind of popped up a little bit. So I'm popping up a sticker that says, jump right in. It's actually from a summer sticker book from Simple Stories. That was part of my April haul. You're gonna see a couple April things on this layout. And now I've gone through my whole stash and I found stuff, stickers and embellishments that I think are gonna fit with the theme of these photos. So there's some Pink Fresh here. There's some Old Echo Park on here. It's literally just anything I could find from my stash that I thought might work. So this is a very random stash buster type of thing. I'm adding one of those Pink Fresh frames to that photo there. I'm trying to create little clusters. So one's gonna be at the bottom on the left with that left tag. There's gonna be some embellishments at the top around that photo, and then the right tag is gonna have some embellishments on the top right. So trying to keep things not super samey in terms of placement for the embellishments. I think I'm also gonna have some in the center bottom as well. I just kind of want things to look offset. Again, not samey, not okay, this embellishment's going here, and then on the other tag, it's going to go in the same place, and the other tag, it's going to go in the same place. I don't want any matchy stuff, all right? No matchy. I just want, I don't know what's the word. If you know what the word is that I'm looking for, let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions on any of the products that I'm using, anything that you've seen me do, you wanna know more about, let me know down in the comments because I will respond to you. I'll get back to you. I love chatting with you down there. So definitely leave me a comment with any questions or if you just want to say hi. I'm throwing in a couple Obed Marshall stuff from my April haul, which I'm really excited about because they're very colorful. And since this is like an art paint layout, I thought those would be perfect. I love that star tag with instead of a circle cut at the center, it's a star. I think it looks really cool. There's a camera frame. So I'm adding embellishments kind of like anywhere that needs, anywhere that has like negative space that kind of needs to be taken up. Because I'm a person who would rather do more embellishments than less. I like a lot of embellishments. I don't feel like a layout is complete until I have like a bajillion embellishments on it. If it doesn't have a lot of embellishments, like that's probably because I'm running out and I need to buy more. So it's very rare that I do a layout without a lot of embellishing. And I get a lot of embellishment inspiration from Shamel. So if you need some embellishment inspiration, she calls them like tuckies, tucking things behind, doing layering. She's a really great inspiration source on YouTube as well. So let me know down in the comments below if there are any other scrapbookers or crafty people on YouTube that you think people should follow to get some cool inspiration. Obviously, you want to follow me. But there are lots of other people who, do a lot of design team work, actually work with manufacturers a lot or are employed by a manufacturer who have a lot of great ideas too. Let me know what your favorite manufacturers are. Like you probably can tell from all my haul videos, I love Simple Stories, and Pink Fresh. I'll do Echo Park. I like them too. Vicki Boutin has some pretty good stuff as well. Yeah, probably. I mean, I used to be like big on American Crafts. I would say back in the day, I loved Basic Gray, and they don't make scrapbook stuff anymore, which is like so sad. There's been so many changes since I really started like hunkering down on scrapbooking in 2006. So it's been really interesting to see how the industry has changed, how people who are really prominent on like scrapbooking blogs are no longer. So I hope that they're still scrapbooking, but it's always fun. It's always fun to find new people to follow and get inspiration from. So I'm going to do the journaling off camera. You can see it right there in this close up. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it inspires you. And if you do your take on Wendy Sue's layout, let me know where I can find it in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Hint, there's a scrapbook process video coming up tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Bye.